Hello, and welcome to The Monster Inside. This is a game that is free, apparently, on Steam. It's a very short little, more a visual novel than a game. You might have already seen it. I know that Ethan played it, Crank Gameplays, and I know that Jack played it, which is where I saw the game and talked to him about it, because I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know that it was free, so I figured why not just give it a go, because it looked cool, and it's a noir kind of a little story. So let's just sort of sit back and sort of relax, I guess, and just do a little story time, okay? I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna click this button now. I did it. The Monster Inside, an audiovisual novella by Random Seed Games. Oh.
My head pounded. It is still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I've had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office.
Spooky. Oh, look, it's nice. It's like low poly stuff, like the animation stuff. Aw.
There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vinetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month. Weeks since I had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing in the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet.
Am I invisible? Look, I'm smoking. I'm staring at the mirror, apparently, but you can't see me, because I'm a vampire all along.
I don't dare look at my own reflection, because there is none. I'm too afraid of what I might see or not see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. A vampire. The girl came in so quiet, I nearly choked on my cigarette.
Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister.
Oh. Calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Yeah? What can I help you with? You ever heard of knocking first? Let's see, which direction do we want to go? Do we want to be like a straight talk? This is like a 50s vibe, right? I want to be like a straight talk, like hard dick. That's what I want to be. You ever heard of knocking first? No. I want to be the nice guy. She's obviously in distress.
Calm down. Sit and talk slow.
Okay, thanks. It's just, no one will listen to me.
Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them down with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while.
Oh yeah? Her name was Silly. Lily.
She told me she was his mistress. The man all over the newspapers. The infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth.
Oh shit, bad news, dude.
Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago.
Cool.
You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble.
I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger?
Well, Mr.
Jack. You can just call me Jack. My name's actually Billy Bob, but I like Jack.
Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me.
I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things.
Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him.
Honestly, I doubt they are in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money.
You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it, don't you worry. Ooh. No, you know what? I feel like I'm a cynical bastard. It fits the theme, right?
You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you. But please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast.
Oh, shit. Does that make you the Beauty?
Beast.
From X-Men? The blue guy?
The word struck me as funny. Like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner.
Oh. The word struck me. Oh, I see. Funny. Okay, I get it now. I understand. Sorry, I'm having an inner monologue with myself. I'm just sitting there, like, silently staring at her, thinking all of this in real time.
Not a word many use these days. Funny. It's not a common term in the black and white grim world we do live in. The 1950s wasn't a funny time. No laughter was allowed. Not since the Prohibition. Except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children.
Oh, he might be talking about the word beast, actually. Never mind.
Oh, they were real enough, alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself.
Oh, shit. Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. That's just a nicer way of saying, well, you're crazy. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it, don't you worry now. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions. I would go with the middle one. Because, I want to calm her down, you know? Feels like the best route to take. I don't know, this is what I would do if I was a private dick. PI. And I'd have a mustache. If only.
I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now.
And you seem like the kind of man who's good at solving mysteries.
Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? Huh. I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she ever saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry.
Ain't that right, Mr. Dick?
Oh.
That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Next chapter, I said to myself. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding things that others overlook. Like a streetlight. Yes, it was a clue, I tell you. Who would put a streetlight right on the precipice of a square cliff? It just didn't make sense. I knew instantly that something was off. If only I could get to it. Alas, some moron had strung up tape across the sidewalk. The case had hit a dead end. There was nothing to do. A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check. But for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy.
Ew, what? You smell good?
It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. Ah, yes, the smell of chalk. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. Ah, yes, the sweet smell of seduction, a strangely familiar smell. The smell of my mum. Oh, I expected a scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world.
Oh. Hey, maybe she just likes dying, okay? That's like her prerogative.
Brought new meaning to a crime of passion.
Juicy. That does not look like a Mrs. Farnsworth at all. Anyway.
Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene.
Can do.
Okay, I see. Yes. What is this?
Muddy
Footprints? That's a footprint?
Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste.
Alright. Next.
But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carquinos.
Carquinos? Carquinos. Sounds like a Pokemon. Sounds like a Pokemon, like a Carkey Pokemon? Carkey nose. It's like a Pokemon that has car keys for a nose. I solved it! Anyway, next please.
It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet.
Investigate the scene. Well, there's not much to investigate other than this.
Ah, yes, it seemed as if some potential comic book artist had intended to shade the entire tree with a black marker, as if the light side was actually the shaded one, but realizing their mistake in that the shade should go on the other side, they hastily stopped and ran away. Of course. Or, a burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic? It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right here? Something unnatural was at play here. But I was no stranger to the strange.
That's a weird sentence to say.
After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money.
I love this way of talking. It's like so dumb, but awesome.
The next morning I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask.
So, what did you find?
Well, I've got some bad news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about the beasts. Something unnatural at play. Might be right to worry about monsters. Found a spells mark. Okay, let's not, go too crazy here. Good news. Do we want to do that one? Well, if she's involved, because she could be the murderer, right? She could just be coming to me as a cover-up, because why would the murderer ever go to the detective to solve their own murder, stuff like that. Not sure about the beasts. I'm thinking this one.
Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at play.
Unnatural? How do you mean?
I can't give you any details, but I'm looking into it.
What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be?
Do we want to just call it out and just go oh yeah, no, it's monsters for sure, dude. Don't worry about it. It's a werewolf. I'm thinking no, maybe. Found his footprint. Seems like you got out safely. There were signs he was at the scene. Oh yeah. I don't think we want to use the word. Just thinking as a real detective here, if I was in this situation, I don't think I'd want to use the word safely, because that might instill too much false hope, false sense of, I don't know, security, in case he's not safe. But then again, I don't think this game is that that particular about phrasing. Anyway, I'm gonna go with this one.
There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds.
But do you know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related?
What news is that?
Haven't you heard?
Nope. Rough night, followed by a rough morning.
They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night.
Oh shit. Am I the werewolf? Did I do that? Did I do?
Let me guess. Chief Amato's missing too? My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions. But it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force. But now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise.
Next chapter.
The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil, and... could it be? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing.
Okay. I mean, maybe I'm just, into dead people. Maybe I'm kind of like, a bit freaky like that. And I just like the smell of... Or maybe this place smells of mosquitoes. And I like that. I like... Because this is the exact same... The light post again! It's a clue, I tell you. Okay.
I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares. The headaches.
Yep, I'm a werewolf, that for sure.
No. I was better now. Reformed.
Nope, I'm a werewolf, I'm telling you.
I had to focus. No jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence.
Investigate the scene. Okay, this light. Nothing. Why would I click nothing? Okay, fine, let's click nothing.
Nothing. Don't know why I clicked here, but I guess I should look even closer. There. Just there. The smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in a splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads.
Because that's a thing that exists. Royal purple threads. What's this shit?
Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice.
It was me! I knew it! Am I wearing royal purple threads pantaloons? Shit.
I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain.
Next chapter.
I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair, the air from the docks lingering on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline.
Breaking. Mayor missing. Wife found dead.
2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days' worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure.
So inhibitor pills? Okay, so I am a werewolf then, right? And he doesn't want to look at his reflection because he's afraid that he's going to look at his reflection and he's going to be all hairy. And then he's going to be like, "You're hairy, Jack." And he's going to be like, "What?" And then he goes to Hogwarts.
I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side.
Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day.
I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have the time to talk. I have to go. Or I've just been busy. I'm off to Mrs. Crime Scene. Let's not, keep her in the dark, right? Let's do this one.
I've just been busy. I'm off to Mrs. Vinetti's crime scene.
Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe.
Sure will, baby doll. You know me. Except you don't, because we've just met. Bye. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh. The mosquitoes. They're back.
The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vinetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last.
Was it? I guess. I mean, there's a car this time. It's trash. They just put that there to make it sloppier, like the police. Like, this isn't sloppy enough. It looks like we're doing a good job. Let's put some trash here.
They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence.
I called it. Investigate the trash! And the car. And nothing else. Okay, the car first.
Vinetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable.
Okay. Trash, please.
Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vinetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vinetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this time, as I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears.
Assuage?
Calm my fears. I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well. though it had been many years since I had used it. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible. Was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office. Hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran.
Next chapter. Back home. Okay, fine. Just lock the door, dude. Chain yourself to the hat stand. It's foolproof. Look, it's too long to get out of the door sideways. You'll be safe. No worries.
I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute and knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there, waiting for me.
Wait, surely if he is actually like a monster now, Lily would have suspected something? Maybe? No? Yeah? Like if he's actually like, you know, a werewolf, you'd think that Lily would at least have noticed when she gave him a kiss on the cheek, right? Unless he's blind and just thought that he had a thick beard, maybe?
Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost, come back to haunt me from the past.
You're not making any sense, Jack. Come sit down.
You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress.
Lily, the hell did you do?
Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You are the monster. Succubus.
Oh, Jack. We are one and the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures, as you have incubus.
What's an incubus? It sounds like a thing you put like premature babies in. Are you one of those, Jack? Hello?
Those men were probably dead too now, I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed.
Ew. Wait a minute. Are they talking about what I'm thinking they're talking about? Are they talking about... Oh, no. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. They weren't even farmers. How could she steal their seed? When they don't have a...
So, you've done all this just to wake me up?
You could say that. Though, it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed.
You took my watch, messed with my head.
Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone, and now they are gone.
I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak, compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women.
Oh, please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to the pleasures of the flesh.
Oh, good for you.
But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me.
Wait. Wait a minute. That's gross. Stop.
I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha 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 ha.
Well, she's crazy.
That maniacal laughter.
Ha ha! Ha ha!
I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy.
Oh, Jesus. I'm a ghost.
With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired.
Oh. Oh. The end. Oh, that was cool. So I guess the mirror then traps. So if you look in the mirror, it traps you if you're a beast, and then you destroy the mirror to destroy the person trapped within, right? I assume. Oh, that was cool though. That was a nice little story. I mean, it was a story more so than a game. Like, what was it, like 4 times I clicked on something, and I doubt that the options, the dialogue options, would actually change anything at all. But, oh, it's a nice little thing. And it's free as well. It's on Steam. The link is in the thing if you want to actually try other options for yourself. But, no, I liked it. I like this style. There should be more, like, cool noir games. Like, the LA Noire was a good idea. It was just a bit... I don't know. It was a bit ahead of its time, technology-wise, I think. Because if you don't know, it was all about trying to tell by their facial expressions if the characters were lying or telling the truth or whatever else. And the game, or the graphics and the acting just wasn't really there, which it made it kind of like more of a gamble than actually trying to figure things out. But games like these, I think is really cool. So that was a good one. Anyway, I'm gonna go now.
I turned towards the window, looking out into the rainy night. As the video faded to black, I wished everyone a good night.